The blue whale is not the largest animal Earth has ever seen. That title belongs to a creature most people have never heard of, a reptile, with a name that sounds like a myth. Ichthyotitan severnensis, the titan ichthyosaur. He lived 201 million years ago. The end of the Triassic. A world humans cannot picture. No giant squid, no mosasaurs. Just an empty deep sea throne, waiting for someone to claim it. Ichthyotitan claimed it. The largest known fossil places him at 26 meters long, 120 tons. But that number is conservative. Another bone fragment, called Aust, has been found, larger than the type specimen. Run through the same calculation. This individual reaches 175 tons. And if 175 tons is just a normal adult, the upper bound of the species approaches 280 tons. 280 tons. Heavier than any animal in the entire history of life. How does a reptile grow this heavy? Reptiles are supposed to be lithe, light, quick. Mosasaurs and plesiosaurs were vicious, but small compared to whales. Reptiles do not store insulating fat. Ichthyotitan found another way. He lived in the open, deep ocean, far from any coast, crossing thousands of kilometers chasing prey. And in the open ocean, the larger the body, the less energy each meter costs. A massive ship is more fuel efficient than a speedboat. He unlocked something biologists call gigantothermy. At a certain size, body heat cannot escape fast enough. The body becomes a furnace that never cools. He could swim through freezing depths and stay warm without trying. The ocean carried his weight for him. On land, an animal over 100 tons would crush its own bones. In water, buoyancy takes the load. The deep sea wrote the code for this kind of creature. He only had to keep growing. Look at his reconstruction, and the eye sees a dolphin. Streamlined body, crescent moon tail, power through water. But he was a reptile, and dolphins are mammals, and sharks are fish. This is convergent evolution. 3 different branches of life, forced into the same shape by the same physics, because that shape is the fastest, the most efficient. Evolution does not care about originality. Evolution only cares about what works. And then it ended. 201 million years ago, the Triassic closed in violence. The crust split open. The central Atlantic magmatic province erupted for hundreds of thousands of years. Carbon dioxide flooded the atmosphere. Oceans turned acid. The food chain collapsed from the bottom. Ichthyotitan was not killed by hunger directly. He was killed by the silence. A 200-ton predator needs an astronomical amount of food every single day. When the squid disappeared, when the giant fish disappeared, his size went from advantage to curse overnight. The largest is always the first to fall. The bigger the body, the more fragile the existence. The only reptile that ever rivaled the blue whale vanished into history. After the extinction, smaller ichthyosaurs survived into the Jurassic. But none of them ever reached that body size again. They became fast, sleek, reduced. The throne of the deep sea sat empty for nearly 200 million years. It was empty until 50 million years ago, when certain mammals returned to the water and slowly evolved into whales. Only then did life climb back to that scale. 3 bones. That is all that remains of him. 200 million years of evolution. 200 million years of dominance, reduced to 3 pieces. Scientists estimate that less than 0.01% of all animals that ever lived became fossils. And of those, only a fraction has been found. Somewhere inside a mountain, inside a piece of rock no human has touched. A larger bone may still be sealed from a creature humans have not yet imagined. 280 tons may not be the limit. The blue whale is not the ceiling of life. The Earth has been wilder than humanity assumes. The boundary of what is possible is always further than the boundary of what is known. Ichthyotitan was not unique. He was a chapter in a larger story. The story of every giant Earth has produced. The story of how Earth ends them. There have been 5 mass extinctions, 5 rulers, 5 kingdoms erased. 444 million years ago, the Ordovician. Earth had no land animals yet. All life was in the sea. Trilobites, sea scorpions, coral cathedrals stretching across the shelves. Then, the southern continent drifted onto the South Pole. Ice sheets formed. The sea level dropped over 100 meters. The continental shelves drained. 85% of marine species died of cold and suffocation. The corals were gone in geological seconds. 375 million years ago, the late Devonian, fish ruled the seas. Dunkleostis, 8 meters long, 600 kilograms of armored jaw, the undisputed apex predator, until a quieter killer rose on land. Plants. The first true forests spread across the continents. Their roots tore into rock for the first time, releasing nutrients into rivers, pulling carbon dioxide out of the sky. The atmosphere cooled. The oceans bloomed with algae. The blooms consumed all the dissolved oxygen. The seas became a slow poison soup. For 20 million years, life suffocated. 75% of species lost. Reefs vanished from Earth for the next 140 million years. Dunkleostis, the king, died with the rest. But on the dying coastlines, a few fleshy, finned fish were forced inland. They turned their fins into limbs. They became the first vertebrates on land, and eventually, they became humans. 252 million years ago, the Permian, the mass extinction that scientists call the Great Dying. Pangaea had finished forming. Life was abundant. The system was stable. Then Siberia opened. A volcanic field 2.5 million square kilometers wide. Magma poured from cracks. For hundreds of thousands of years, carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide saturated the atmosphere. Global temperature rose by more than 10 degrees. The oceans acidified. Oxygen vanished. The ozone layer was punched through. 96% of marine species died. 70% of land vertebrates died. The only mass extinction in Earth's history that wiped out insects. Trilobites, after surviving for 270 million years, finally went extinct. The recovery alone took 5 million years. 201 million years ago, the Triassic ended. The same volcanic mechanism that killed Ichthyotitan. Carbon, heat, acid. Within 10,000 years, 70% of life was gone. In the silence, small dinosaurs survived. With nothing left to compete with them, they took every empty throne. For 135 million years, they ruled the Earth. 66 million years ago, the last extinction, the most famous one. Tyrannosaurus stood at the top of the food chain. Pterosaurs ruled the sky. Mosasaurs ruled the deep. The system was stable. Then a rock arrived, 10 kilometers wide, 20 kilometers per second, Yucatan, Mexico. The energy released was equivalent to billions of atomic bombs detonating at once. Dust covered the sky. Sunlight blacked out for years. Photosynthesis stopped. The food chain collapsed from the base. 75% of life ended. Every non-avian dinosaur died. The largest predators that have ever walked Earth, extinct in years, but on the forest floor. A small group of warm-blooded, burrowing creatures survived. Mammals, hidden underground, insulated. They waited out the dark. And when the world reopened, the throne was empty. They climbed onto the throne. They became elephants. They became whales. They became apes. They became us. 5 extinctions. 5 rulers erased. Each new ruler was a survivor of the last apocalypse. Each one believed it was permanent. We are the 6th ruler. We have not yet faced our extinction event. But the same mechanisms that erased the others are running again. Carbon dioxide rising, oceans acidifying, species disappearing. The Earth has done this before. The Earth does not care which ruler is on the throne. Ichthyotitan left 3 bones. We may leave less.